important exam point of view. Chest wall is continuous as abdominal wall. It is one in the same thing, but only the chest has the bony cage that is the ribs and sternum. The chest is covered by the skin, as you know, and the skin has the hairs, and which is the depends upon the race and age and gender of the patient. There is tension lying horizontally in the chest as well as in the abdomen. And the skin, beneath the skin, there is a subcutaneous tissue, and usually they are fats. Below the fats, beneath the fats, there are thickened membranous fascia. This is superficial fascia, which has two different names. One is called fascia scarpa, that is lies in the front and mid-axillary line. And the other one is most likely the fatty layer. A part of the superficial fascia is called fascia camper. I'll repeat again for you. Skin, beneath the skin, there is a subcutaneous tissue, which is mainly consists of fats, and below the fats or beneath the fats is superficial fascia, which has two layers. One is fibrous layer, that is called fascia scarpa, and one is the fatty layer, that is known as fascia of Kemper. So you should not be confused with this old name, right? Now, because the map to mata nakari. Okay, matan ka confused. Right. Right. Was 59 should. So everybody is familiar with the chest wall, and chest wall, I'll again repeat, it is continuous with the abdominal wall. They have the same muscle distribution, but in chest it is very short and small muscle, and the abdomen it is a big, huge muscle. But the difference between the two is that chest has the rib cage, or 12 pairs of ribs. I'll discuss a bit later. The beneath the skin is subcutaneous tissue, and they have the fatty fats, and beneath that is the superficial fascia, which has two layers, fibrous layer and fatty layer. Fibrous layer is mainly found in front and in the back, which is called fascia scarpa, and the other fatty layer of superficial fascia is called the fascia camper. And beneath that is the deep fascia. And actually, the skin is really gliding up and down over the chest edge. Now, as you know, the chest wall is consist of bones, which are 12 pairs of ribs. Double change, हाँ सही उन्होंने चेंज की गाड़ी पता चेंज सही सही Dear student, I was interested that I should introduce the chest wall and then I'll go on slides and videos. But just to orientate you, and my concern is that the class um, presence is now only 68. So if it is more than 80 or 90, then I can, with the full swing, I can go forward. But I'm just waiting for the students to come. But that's why I was just doing the introduction and just make the building your mind about the chest wall. So the chest wall, I told you, I repeated, let's say that it is continuous one with the abdomen, but it has a thoracic bones, which is called ribs and sternum, and beneath that is the subcutaneous tissue and superficial fascia and deep fascia. I'll go now to the video just to orientate you, then I'll go a bit further. And but before video, you should understand that this wall has a central bone, which is called um, the, the central bone that's called the sternum. And the sternum has three parts. One is the, if you can see here, this is menobrium and this is body of the sternum, and this is the xiphoid process. And these are the costal cartilages. So the first rib, this is the first rib in my hand. It is atypical rib, and the rest is seven, is attached to the sternum. These are the true ribs. And the last three, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, these last three, 8, 9, 10, these, these are joining together, forming the costal cartilage. And it is not attached to the sternum directly, it is attached by costal cartilage. And the rest, the two is the floating ribs. So the ribs you have the typical atypical rib, first one. This is the second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one, 7, 8, 9, 10. These two, which is not seen, I'll show you. These are called floating ribs. The central is the sternum. This is deep sternum and this is menobrium sterni. It's making an angle with the body of the sternum. This is called sternal angle, right? And this is the first rib. This is the first rib. If you can see the nicely, this is the costal cartilage and this is the articulation with the vertebral bodies. This is the typical rib, and you must concentrate on this because we'll be talking about this more. This is the articulating the tubercle. This is the articulating surface with the vertebral body, and this is shaft, and this is the costal cartilage. And this I'll be talking about the costal groove. It will be not very clear to you, but there is a groove, and this is the sharp edge, and this is a blunt edge, and in the middle, this is a groove. So the chest wall muscles are arising from there, insulting there. I'll discuss with you, right? First of all, I'll just move to the video. You just orientate you, and what I told you up till now, you can see from the video. Hmm? Student, did you hear the video? Did you hear the video? Vaishnaji, right. Hmm. Huh? Huh. 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 مبلغ خطر في شيء. वीडियो खत्म हो वीडियो वीडियो खत्म हो सभाने लेक्चर ما دا پیراولو دا پیراولو ها لما تشوف تراول جماعة تذكاري and the red you can see these are the muscles which is called intercostal muscle because the space between the ribs is called intercostal space, right? This is the center bone which I was telling you that this is called the sternum as a whole. This is three parts of the sternum, the manubrium, this is the body of the sternum, and this is the deep sternum. So they have two joints. Number one, the body of the sternum and the deep sternum, and the manubrium with the body. So manubrium sternum, as this is called angle of the Laos, and this manubrium has give the attachment to the clavicular end, and this is the first rib, and this is the clavicle. So the clavicle has a joint, sternoclavicular joint here, and these are the first rib fibrous joint, right? And these are the second rib, third rib, fourth rib, fifth rib, sixth rib, and seventh rib. These are called true ribs. The atypical rib. And these, I told you, the 8, 9, and 10. These are the false rib. And the two, this one is the floating ribs. So now we are concentrating on the muscles now. The muscle is three muscles here is one is the outermost one, and this is called external intercostal muscle. The one is the inner one or the middle one. This is called the inner intercostal, and this is the innermost intercostal. So the external intercostal muscle, as I show you already the groove here. So this external one is arising from the sharp edge of the groove, and they're coming down from this sharp edge of the rib and coming down and downward and forward in this way, oblique way. And they're inserted to the outer smooth portion of the lower rib, right? So the direction of the muscle should be noted. It is this oblique one. So if you put this oblique from upper to lower, the oblique fashion, so it is called hand in the pocket. You are putting your hand in the uh, jacket. This is exactly same. The second one is, this one is the inner. So they're arising from this uh, groove, and the direction is opposite to the external one. This this is coming downward and backward. So you can see this direction and you can see this direction, right? So they are coming from the groove and they're also inserted to the smooth outer border of the rib below, right? And the third one, the third one is coming from the other edge of the groove. This was the outer sharp edge, and this is the groove, and this is the. I'm sorry, you can't appreciate from there, but once you take the rib in your hand, you can see the groove and the sharp edges and the blunt edge. So the blunt edge, the innermost muscle is arising and coming in to the lower rib. They have different names. They have different. The innermost has three different names of costal or thoracic transversal, but these are the important things here is that external intercostal and internal intercostal, the vessel runs between the middle and the inner one, not between the external and internal, but it runs between the internal and the innermost layer of the subcostal muscles. And uh, these vessels are actually lies in the subcostal groove. Subcostal groove, I told you, subcostal groove. So that's why it is protected from the injury. It is not shown on the surface of the rib. So it is inside the lower edge, the vessels. And vessels we mean is vein, artery, and nerve. This is called intercostal vessels. And these has a relation like this. If you can appreciate this one, the this is the this one is the upper rib, this is the lower rib, right? And this one is the external, so the internal, and this is internal thoracic. So this is the distribution. And if you can clearly see the three dots, the three dots, and this one. This is where artery and nerve. So usually this is called in the MCQs that intercostal vessels lies in the manner that they wrote different way. So this is when VAN, vein, artery, and nerve. This is the lies in the costal groove, in between the middle and the innermost layer. Internal intercostal and transversus, right? The chest wall is from interior side is lined by the very thick membrane, and that is called pleura. And pleura is a two types. One is lining the chest wall, whole chest cavity is called parietal pleura. One is covering the lungs, that is called the visceral pleura. So we are not indulging now, but just to let you know that the intercostal muscles are three. Intercostal muscles are three. Can you hear me? And they are between the two ribs. That's why it's called intercostal. The intercostal vessels are between the middle and the third one, right? And they are used for the respiration. Now you can see the intercostal muscle very clearly with the clavicle and the sternum and manubrium sterni, right? Now, this is surface marking. You can see the ribs, and I told you the false rib and true ribs, and now you can see the detail which I told you. So the thoracic wall is consist of 12 thoracic vertebrae, and thoracic cavity is roomed by suprapleural membrane and floor is by diaphragm. They cover the liver, spleen, and kidney and stomach. In the abdominal cavity, partially covered by the chest, but is not included in the chest. At the back, the ribs articulate with the bodies, the head with the costal cartilage, and the tubercles. At front, the rib join the cartilage called costochondral. The upper seven articulate with the sternocostal, and the next three articulate with each other, the intercostal joint. Eight ribs articulate with the seven costal. 11 and 12 are the costal cartilages are free. Manubrium, I told you the sternum has four parts: manubrium, body, and the sternum and the joints. Joints of the costal head, the head of a typical rib possesses two articular fascia. I told you, I show you already, they form the synovial joints with the vertebrae. And the transcostal joints, the tubercle of the typical rib have two fascia, medial and lateral, and they form the joints. Muscle of thoracic wall, I told you the outer layer is external intercostal, middle was the internal intercostal, and the inner one is the broken, three small subcostal, inner intercostal, and the transverse thoracic. They're just different names. I told you the origin insertion of the external oblique, internal oblique, and inner. I told you the insertion as well. The vessels, I told you, it runs between the middle and the innermost. The blood supply internal thoracic artery, superior and inferior epigastric artery, three artery supplying this one. Nerve supply is from the interior cutaneous nerve. Lymphatic drainage follow the arteries. Now the clinical implication is very important. What the chest wall do? They maintain the respiration by increasing the depth anterior posteriorly and longitudinally. Second, and it helps in the respiration. My physiology colleague will tell you the mechanics of respiration in detail. It protects the heart and lungs because the bony cover to the vessels. So clinical implication, the chest wall is mainly responsible for the respiration, and it increases the cavity interior posteriorly and longitudinally. Second, it is a bony cover with the viscera of the heart and the lungs, so it provides protection. The third is the injuries. So I'll show you the injuries in the abnormalities and in the tumors. So now you can see the different injuries. I'll show you the injuries and the relevant tumors, the clinical. I'll just show you in a minute, and I'm sure you will appreciate. Uh, these are the chest cavity, chest wall abnormality. You can see this is the out bulging of the chest, and this is the going inside. This is called pigeon chest, right? And this is called pis, uh, uh, viscous deformity. This one, you can see the injury. Somebody has the involved in RTA, and these are the broken ribs. This one, this is the firearm injury to the chest. Patient is dead, and this is the, you can see the firearm which is opened and a casualty. This is the another abnormality. This is sharp injury, and this is the abnormality. Here is the blood in the chest cavity is called hemothorax, and air in the cavity is called pneumothorax. This you can see the bulging on the chest wall. This one, these are the tumors of the chest wall. You can do all investigation and subject this removal of the total and sent for histology, and usually they are osteosarcomas, tumors of the bone, vessels, muscles, rhabdomyomas, vessels, but the common is the osteosarcomas. These I was telling you, this is the more darker, and this you can see, and here you can see this is whitish. So this is the normal, and the chest wall injury, and this you can see this is muffled, this is hazy. So the air entry, when there is a penetrating chest injury, air is entered to chest, and it's called pneumothorax. So these are the clinical, the blood in the chest cavity is called hemothorax, air in the pneumothorax. Right? And with this, I'll say thank you to all of you. If you have any query, ask this Zia Sahib or Adnan Sahib to send you